Finally, we get to a point where we may be able to start, unless something goes wrong again.
Yeah, let's hope so. So we do have the picks at last. We are in there. Everybody's room pages sorted out, and, well, we can see what we already know is going to be happening with the picks. So I went cleverly because I went severe because Karthus is in the game, and he's on the opposition. Now, in a previous game in the EMS, a caster that I won't mention his name didn't have the right thing. Karthus on the opposition got fed quite badly, and boom, free kill. He took out the camera guy.
We mentioned that on the show last week. I guess it happened like a few days afterwards.
Yeah,
right?
it did. Literally that weekend it happened. So I'm going to take the spell shield. There we go. And that will be me set up. So let me buy an item as well, because obviously we want to use the ability to see what the global gold is. So here we go. We're going to have, obviously, Wizards Wisp. I'm spectating it from yourself on the camera, seeing it from the purple team, which is SK. SK was requested. We were going to do Wizards, but everyone wanted SK, so we went, okay. So, yeah, I mean, Nunu's obviously the jungler for Wizards, and Wizards are going towards their own blue at the moment, which I guess SK may well be doing the similar thing. I mean, with SK, last time we covered them, actually just stayed between the two towers. Are they doing the same again?
No, they've gone a little bit further this time, and Sona's dropped a ward just at the beginning of the South River in the bush there. I guess just to watch for anyone crossing over early on. And that's a pretty much perfect clairvoyance. Spot all of the Wizards team, so they know exactly where they are now.
Yeah, it's actually just at the backside, but yeah, they can see them all there, so they know everyone around, and, well, I kind of expected. I don't think they're going to go for each other. They've got a pretty strong opening team, actually. Wizards, obviously they've got a lot of poke. They need to keep the ranged at distance, but with Alistar in there, you can have quite a lot of interrupt early on, and there's a lot of damage to come from behind him. Obviously, with Ashe, you have that 100% crit at the start and the spray, so someone who's going to get hurt hard if they go in, which I don't think they're going to. I don't think we see a lot of it in the US teams, but the European teams tend to be a lot more cautious in the opening stages, and Clairvoyant's going down bang on them again, so I think we're going to be a cautious start.
Yeah, very cautious start. And, you know, contrary to the EPS, where you've got a best-of-3 situation where you can take some risks, and, you know, if they don't pay off for you, okay, you might lose one game, but it's a best-of-3, so you've got then a bit of a chance, you know, to kind of come back in the game. Here it's just best-of-1, so it really counts first time around, and you've got to make sure that you make it count.
Indeed. So we're seeing the teams stack up. Who's against who now? So as expected, Karthus will be mid. It is Althor. We've seen him. He was fantastic mid against Playground. How's he going to do against Corki? It is Extermin. Now Corki's obviously going to be. I'm guessing he's going to be taking phosphorus bombs early on to try and keep his range as much as possible. He's just dodging the layways at the moment, so he does come in and do a phosphorus bomb straight away, gets a little bit of a poke on Althor. Now, the problem with, obviously, Karthus, he is very weak. Oh, nRated coming around the backside. Bandage Toss was so close. He's actually gone back in, duked in and out, and obviously knowing that nRated's only got level 2, so he's going to have a Bandage Toss up in a go in a moment. He needs to be careful. That Bandage Toss is surely going to catch him. Karthus has backed away, though, so all clear, a little bit wary. Nunu had come around the side. He was just in the jungle above him, so at the moment, we're seeing Gragas. He is versus Malzahar up top, so they're both level 2. Meanwhile, down the bottom here, there's a lot of pushing going on. It is Alistar and Ashe, and it's against Jarvan at the moment, so we're still missing a hero at the moment on bottom.
Yeah, Sona's just a little bit north there of the position that Alistar was in. I think she's going to come back to the lane now. Obviously, it is Wickd playing that on as we get the butt away onto Sleezy just that little bit early on. We'll see if Alistar sticks around here in lane for long, or whether he's just going to be kind of roaming and just generally causing trouble, as Alistar generally tends to do once he's free. We're actually up at top here. We've got Araneaea already pushing out with Nunu, and Ocelot's going to take a fair bit of damage here, but obviously at such low level, they can't really afford to get in and take that damage from the tower, and Ocelot survives it with plenty of health left, let's say that. Maybe a bit of actually middle, though. We've got Amumu already coming in with nRated. Corki is going to go into a fairly pushed up position. There goes the slow out, and of course Extermin, who is playing Corki, gets himself straight out of there. No messing around. Not sure if Amumu showed himself.
Nunu
yes, the bandage toss was a mile off. And yeah, Nunu is there as well. nRated has to be real careful. He's flashed himself out. There's an exhaust put in onto Corki, who flashes out as well. Alpha's put himself in maybe a dangerous position, but also using that flash. And I think 3 out of those 4 players in and around the middle all having to use flashes in that fight.
Yeah, so lots of summoner spells being used early on. Malzahar is actually porting up top, so Gragas had another little go at Ocelot at the top there. So Gragas got the advantage in lane at the moment, like I did mention. He had that poke. Sona's gone missing again down the bottom, whether he's just letting Sleezy get as much farm as possible. I know she's in the bush, there we go. So, yeah, pretty close stuff, and maybe if they'd have gone for Karthus early on, maybe took him down, but obviously Extermin had to be very cautious as Corki is very squishy early on, but so is Karthus. So at the moment, it's pretty much all square in the lanes. So Nunu coming down bottom. Oh, Sona just caught a glimpse. Literally, Sona, I think, she just going to place a ward, and she'd done, but she just happened to go north literally as Nunu came out the side, so they knew there. So they're going to back away, but that's going to give them the advantage. So Nunu's just staying there. If they come back, they have completely zoned out the experience, so they've had to back away. So, you know, it didn't get a kill, but they've zoned them out, so they've kept the experience away, kept the CS away. So good advantage. Clairvoyance being used, trying to track Amumu's jungling. Obviously, Nunu is a great counter jungler, so we can see that Lizard buff is up at the moment, so I'm guessing Nunu's going to clear his way around. His own Lizard buff is up as well, so maybe he's just going to clear his way around. They're guessing he's going to consume. Only has a Doran's ring. Is he going to finish this off? He's trying his best to duke around to try not get hit by it. Gragas has been back and bought, so Gragas has got double Doran's ring and boots now. Malzahar has also been back, so he's picked up a pair of boots as well. So fairly even. A bit slight advantage, and the AFK warning for the first time comes out. Got to remember that one this time. So Corki is getting the red buff. So Nunu is giving Corki the red buff, meanwhile this side.
Yeah, and Sleezy also went back there when both her and both him and Sona, I should say, were zoned out of that experience. So they used the opportunity to go back. Boots were picked up from Wickd, couple of wards as well, and they've put a fairly aggressive ward just by the Wraiths over on the Wizard side, just to give them that little bit more vision, maybe, and you know, that'll just let them see what's going on exactly around this central area. I think a little bit worried that Nunu is going to come in there and catch someone a little bit unawares. As Amumu for SK, obviously nRated, just going on his regular jungle pattern. And as you mentioned, Deman, it's very even at the moment in terms of the lanes.
Yeah, I think Gragas is getting slightly the better at the top lane at the moment against Malzahar. That's mainly for the fact that Nunu obviously pushed him out a little bit. Meanwhile, Karthus has been aboard that health crystal, the ruby crystal. Down the bottom's a little bit of a poke back and forth at the moment. Obviously, Ashe is going to be farming as much as possible. CS-wise, you can see Gragas 45 versus Malzahar 31 in that lane. So yeah, Gragas has got the slight advantage at the moment. He's continuing to keep poking on him. But obviously, Malzahar will be looking for help from Amumu, which I guess has come up. Gragas is quite hard to pin down. He's got that dash that he can get out of situations. Obviously, also got the ulti bomb just if he really needs to use it as an escape mechanism, but probably doesn't. Corki's picked up a double Doran's now, as well as the boots. Meanwhile, Ashe down the bottom, like I mentioned, Alistar's just actually gone out lane. Alistar's just warded up Dragon, so he's going to be keeping an eye on that one. Jarvan had gone himself, obviously the Dorans he started with, I think, or maybe the boots. He's got the boots and Dorans on there either way. Philosopher's Stone now on Amumu, so we just got a glimpse of him somewhere. I didn't actually see it on the screen. Meanwhile, Gragas continues to push top.
And we're going to see here, actually, Nunu and Amumu messing with each other at the top there. We saw nRated waiting in the bush. And there goes Ocelot. We're going to get the ulti. Look at the timing from SK. That was absolutely brilliantly done. And they're just going to back away from that when they're happy with how that all went from them. And, you know, that just the timing, Deman, was absolutely just impeccable. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, it was well timed. Nunu was actually coming around the backside to obviously try and have a go at Malzahar. So both teams thinking alike there. Oh, good push onto Althor in the mid there. Oh, he needs to be careful. He's going to have to use this flash again. So the flash used by Extermin there. So he needs to be very wary of Amumu roaming. He's Valkyried and flashed out of that one, I believe. Trying to pop his ulti, trying to force the issue onto Althor. Althor is going to get out-poked. But I think he's just going to back away and maybe pick up some new items because, well, he obviously got the assist. I'm assuming he did. He did have his ulti go off. No, he didn't get the assist. That's unfortunate. So I don't know whether his ulti landed before he'd died or already afterwards. So it looks like blue's going to be given to Gragas. Nunu's up top giving the on the Golem buff, and there's a ping actually gone because Malzahar has gone missing. I don't know whether he was trying to steal it, but yeah, Gragas has now got the blue, and we return to lane phase. So opening ganks gone to SK, really what they needed, because like I mentioned, Wizards have that long range poke and they have the ability to win the lane phase, but if Amumu can start picking up some good ganks, then you know that will counteract everything. Meanwhile, looks like Extermin's going to try and do a little bit of damage to nRated there. Misses the ulti though, and just forces him back out of lane. So I'm guessing he's going to go buy. Yes, he does. He Valkyries backwards, goes to purchase, and I'm guessing Althor will be there any moment now.
Yeah, Althor's coming back. He's just actually picked up Catalyst the Protector, which is still the old Catalyst the Protector. 300 health, 250 mana, actually. So, there we go.
The hunt begins.
This is before the last pack, where they changed Catalyst the Protector a little bit. And up top, Malzahar's just going to come back in there. He is same level at the moment as Gragas up top. Gragas with 68 minion kills. And Malzahar with a little bit less, but obviously he has had to go back. And you know, those barrels doing already a ton of damage to Ocelot.
Yeah, so Ashe is just coming back down bottom there. At the moment, they're going to have a little bit of gank on Alistar. They're going to try to take him down. I don't think they'll be able to get him there. Althor had come down as well, but Ashe has now returned to lane just about on time as well. Got himself a BF sword as well, so going to be doing a lot more damage there. Alistar was really just delaying, and obviously that means Althor came down, didn't get the gank. The Clairvoyance goes down, so they can see him coming back. Nunu's getting in place to actually prevent him coming while Corki keeps pushing on that tower. So trying to get a lot of damage on there. Karthus is going to have to go around the back side there, and they're going to try and have a bit of a poke in there. He needs to be very wary. Nunu may well be able to dive him there. No, he's going to back away. I tell you what, he was close to being diveable, but obviously he has that ulti kickback, as it were. If you do try and dive a Karthus, you can obviously got to make sure you've got a lot of hit points to come out of it, and he didn't go for it. I saw some pretty suicidal dives in CLG versus Team Liquid just the other day. So, you know, these top players, they are prone to making these mistakes. Again, he's pushing the issue onto Althor. Lands a beautiful big bomb on him as well. So lots of poke now coming out from Extermin on Corki. He does have that, obviously, that advantage of having a really big range. So Sona's come to mid. Meanwhile, down the bottom, looks like Jarvan and Alistar having a little bit of a poke back and forward. Ashe is going to try and, looks like, force Jarvan maybe out of lane.
Wow, Ocelot there. They played that so patiently. nRated was in that top bush, the SK side bush, if you want to call it that, for a good minute or so, while Gragas was pacing back and forth. Then obviously Bandage tosses in, ulti came out, ulti from Malzahar as well, and Gragas just obviously having a hard time to try to get himself out of there. He panicked a little bit, his barrel was way off. In the middle as well, we've got another little bit of action coming on. We've actually going to get the flash hit from nRated, and the Bandage toss was just a little bit too far off to the left-hand side. Didn't quite connect how they wanted, and it looks like we could see nRated come down this bottom area and maybe have a go down here as well. In fact, he's already started off on Dragon, and this could be very dangerous. There are 3 there for Wizards, and we do see Althor coming down. They're going to put the attack out. There goes the ulti from Jarvan. We're going to see a flash out from Ashe, but we are going to lose Nunu. Surely no. Aranea's got away from that one. The ghost from Ashe goes out, and there we go. Good old Karthus is not going to take out Nunu. Nunu manages to survive it again, and Araneaea not quite sure how he escaped that, but the important thing he did. But Wizards is still around that one, and nRated somehow manages to survive. Ulti barrel comes out from Gragas, and that didn't quite do the goods either. There goes the kill onto Dragon, and SK, tell you what, they really wanted that Dragon.
That was ballsy play.
Yeah, nRated nearly paid the price for it, but he survived, and you know that now puts SK in a very healthy position.
Some very ballsy play. I'm just following Alistar. He has come around. He's managed to get a pulverize. He's going to surely headbutt him into the tooth. It will stun him. I think he may get away with it, though. He will. He's got away with it again. He bandage tosses in. He's just got the cheek to bandage toss back in now and have another little go at Alistar. Wow, so he was very low. The big bomb came out from Corki and didn't quite kill him. I think Jarvan was just in front of me. We took the brunt of the damage. So Alistar returns to lane. Dragon gone to SK, and the opening team fights as well, really, as you could explain it. So they do have that good team composition, like I mentioned at the start. They have the Amumu. Obviously, can pop his ulti. Didn't need to use it anywhere in there, obviously. But Jarvan also can can jump on them, and then you've got Karthus and Malzahar to lay the damage into that ulti, into that area. They've got a good AE area. Meanwhile, at the top, they are going to push his tower. They may well get it down here. A lot of SK players closing in on me. Clairvoyance has gone down. They can see Karthus coming behind. They're going to have to back away, which is exactly what they're going to do. Maybe going to see a flash suppress now. I don't think we're going to bother with anything like that. So nRated is back there. Althor back there. Everybody full hit points. They have got a ward just where nRated stood, actually. So they know they've got full vision of them. Just saw nRated popping the ward into the river. Ocelot looks like they're going to come down towards blue. They are actually on blue, and they're going to pick that up and get away. Just caught a glimpse of nRated coming down on Amumu. So lanes return as were, and let's have a quick look at items. Looks like they're going to push in mid. Let's have a quick glance. Malzahar now top feeder. Remember, he was about 20 behind Gragas, so 105 to 95. Obviously, Gragas got caught out up there, which gave Malzahar a good chance of feeding. They're going to keep pushing on towards his tower, but Corki's in there. They're going to clear it out pretty easily. No ganks really looking like they're on from my screen. Item-wise, double Dorans, like I mentioned, on Corki's also got a Mercury Treads out now. BF Sword already, and Vampiric Scepter on Ashe with a single Doran, so it looks like he's sold the Dorans. I'm sure he had double earlier. Needs large rod on Gragas because he double Philosophers on Amumu. Catalyst, as you mentioned earlier, on Karthus. So Karthus must be close. He's got a blasting ward, actually. Must be looking for that Needsley large rod pretty soon. Catalyst also on Malzahar. Jarvan's already got himself a Warden Mail and Philosophers along with basic boots. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Jarvan's having a good go at Ashe. Going to get a cheeky Dragon Strike on him and back out. And very ballsy stuff from Ashe there, just walking straight back up towards Sleezy in the bush there. And finally, Sona has obviously been the one that's not been getting the CS, along with Alistar. Nunu just going to have a little poke at Jarvan, but he's nothing really going to gain from it unless there is anyone around there. They're actually going to Ashe arrow on him. Nunu also going to ulti. I don't think he's going to land in time. He's going to be able to pull himself out of that one. So Jarvan, and 2 ultis wasted on Jarvan there.
Yeah, that's, you know, for Jarvan to survive that is a big thing. I think they're going to go in for the dive, you know.
Actually, Alistar's coming behind him at the moment. So Alistar's going to come around. They are going to go in for the dive. That's a waste. And Sona comes in perfectly timed. Oh, ulti.
They're going to focus here onto Alistar. They've got the power of the tower. There's the ulti out from Sleezy as well. And Alistar's managed to keep himself alive and flashes straight over the top into the river. And nicely dealt with there to get himself out of it all.
Yeah, so Corki's just clearing the stack that Karthus had created. And Karthus has gone missing, so I can only assume he's gone down towards the bottom, maybe.
He's actually still on the tower, just following the next creep wave out. They've got nRated in the middle as well, in the top side bush of the river. As they clairvoyance down to the red buff, and they did spot Corki there, so they know he was not quite in lane for a little while there. And we do see them move over the top. What a flash, nicely read. Are they going to go in and try and hold on to this dive? Yes, they will. nRated has to back away, and somehow Corki staying alive and will manage to survive that one. And Nunu will come in, takes down Althor, but the ulti's going to go pop, and so is Araneaea. But there comes the ulti from Ashe as well, and this is a great counter push, but I think Wizards are going to fall foul. Yes, they are. In comes Gragas, he pops his ulti. Obviously, the heal's coming out from Sona as well, and heiN is going to have to back away. There's no way he's taking on 3, and that would have been 4 very quickly as Malzahar comes in as well.
Well, I'm a great believer in creating your own look, and SK are just about doing that at the moment. Every time Wizards have countered, they've just come one by one, which has gave them the advantage because SK are there as a team, as a group. So, I mean, the team of Poke really is great. They have great damage, but when you come one by one, they're just going to pick you apart, and that's exactly what they're doing. So Jarvan's going to give red to, I didn't see who actually got red there. It wasn't Jarvan, that's for certain. But so that's Lizard buff. As I'm guessing onto Karthus as Suppress comes onto Gragas there. It's a little bit late. Gragas had done a dash just as he'd done it, which means he didn't get suppressed in the pool, which is what he was aiming for. So ulti kind of wasted there. And like I mentioned earlier on down the bottom, the 2 ultis wasted, they could have been useful in that big team fight in the middle there. So really, instead of really... I didn't see how they were going to get Jarvan, because Jarvan's built quite tanky. I mean, he's already got the, like I say, the Warden's Mail, the Philosopher's Stone, and the Doran's Shield. So I didn't really see how they were going to do any damage on him. So at the moment, 5-1, big advantage. Dragon as well. Still no towers, though, yet. So early days, 18 minutes gone. And at the moment, down the bottom, just got a glimpse of Sona. So there's 3 down the bottom. And Karthus is currently missing on our screen, so maybe you're going to see a gank. There he does, comes from behind on Corki. Corki's going to dodge those quite easily.
it was a nice little bit of, I mean, Althor's slowing barrier there was not quite in the best position he could have hoped for, as we do see Araneaea putting down the pink ward, and that will allow him to clear out that ward that was put down earlier. I mean, we could see Althor in a little bit of trouble now. They are pushing in a 4 from Wizards around there, and in comes the shot again. Viral missing for heiN, and it's going to allow Althor to stay alive. The rest of the team are actually bunching up a little bit further south. There goes the ulti from Nunu. Sleezy manages to move away. Ashe's arrow comes in as well, and Sleezy going to pop his ultimate. And there's damage coming onto everyone. They're not really focusing any particular person. And Althor is going to die there. It's Santimn on Ashe who gets the kill. He's going to pop his ulti. Nobody dies from it. Araneaea actually was down pretty low there. He just had a little bit of a heal. But still, I don't know there, Deman. For me, SK were kind of sloppy in their target picking. They didn't really engage all together and in one specific direction.
No, they didn't, but they're probably going to get a tower out of it, unless they actually try and dive for kills. So they will get the tower out of it. Dragon, was Dragon picked up there in the meantime? I think SK maybe picked up the Dragon. I didn't quite see.
Dragon
so they
was 19 minutes 15 the last one, and it's not there now. So
yeah, so they've managed to pick up the Dragon. As oh my god, I've got disconnected.
Mantle as well there for Althor. And down the bottom, last of all, was Jarvan, who just ported home, so I have to go search him out again. Okay, so he's gone for Mercury Treads, also got a Heart of Gold, actually. And, you know, the items that Deman pointed out earlier. We've actually got a bit of pressure coming up on middle. Ocelot there did take a big hit, and I think Wizards may stick around and try to deal with this tower. Just saw Wickd there trying to force them away a little bit. Didn't quite work as expected, but they've managed to hold on to this tower, and Wizards are going south, I think.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ashe has taken the bottom tower there. That's what they did. They kept the defensive ward, they kept the pressure on, and did a small split push with Ashe, so they managed to get themselves a tower. They've also taken the top tower, as I think we mentioned earlier, I'm not too sure. So that's 2 towers currently for Wizards. We did mention, like I said at the start, they've got a lot more poke, so expect to see them taking towers, but at the moment, the crucial time, SK are winning the team fight. So they've got that 5-2 advantage. They've got 2 dragons. They're going to come around and have another go at Jarvan. I mean, really, Nunu and Alistar, what are you going to do against Jarvan? You've got to wonder. They're just pushing him out of lane, if anything. Meanwhile, the top tower is going to go down surely to SK. There's a 4-man up there while Jarvan just tries to keep them busy. Yes, they will take that down as they were semi-tanking it. Gragas, though, is going to push on mid. He's going to get that mid turret. But surely SK may well continue pushing along the bottom. Yes, they will. They're going to continue on there because Ashe and Nunu and Alistar are miles away. They're going to continue on. They may get that inner turret down. Corki's finally come down to try and clear it. He's going to try and use them big bombs as much as possible, try and launch them in there. But I think they might get this tower down because Wizards, are just dilly-dallying away at the top there. And there goes the tower. Very easily done.
Yeah, it looked somehow a little bit too easy, I have to say, there for SK. Of course, Corki didn't want to get too deep in there, didn't want to get bandage tossed onto. We've got a line of minions actually still pushing up this middle area, but not much to write about. Of course, Sleezy did do nicely in defending that turret on the bottom lane, which is now down to around about half HP. As they start to settle back in there. Next dragon is in almost exactly 2 minutes, so we can watch out for them kind of preparing to get in position from that. As I mentioned, I kind of missed that last dragon and when they picked it up, so I'm not 100% sure if Wizards have a time on it.
I'm pretty sure they did. It was literally the same time all the team fight happened, which is why they were kind of all, there you go, the hawk shot going out towards Dragon now, so they're expecting it to be due any second. They've just got a glimpse of Karthus on the backside of Corki, which is why he's going to back away. 25-40 they've, that Araneaea said, so that's when I'm guessing they think it's going to spawn. So another minute yet. But let's have a quick look at items while we're going. I mean, people are just going to start completing end builds now. Has the Rabadon's Death Cap on Malzahar, so he's going to have quite a bit of damage. You can see him at the top there. Amumu, looks like 3-man in mid, 3-man v 2-man. Oh, they need to be careful they don't get caught there because they don't really have anything backing them up. Now they do. Alistar's going to come down river from north, which is why he's setting up. Ashe just going through. That's going to miss. So the arrow went out early, and suddenly they've all disappeared on the screen. I think they've gone for Lizard buff. That's where they're running towards. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Clairvoyant's gone down now, so they're going to see them. Malzahar was above, I believe. They're going to back away. Alistar needs to be careful. You're going to get caught. They've completely missed them. They're down the bottom. Completely missed them. They went looking for the kill, and they're not there.
Malzahar portaled away. It was really wise move. They saw him moving up there with the clairvoyance, and Malzahar just hit the back key straight away. And as you can see down on the bottom, Sleezy was starting to push bot a little bit. And obviously Ashe will be able to defend that one. So, in terms of towers, SK dropped the 2 first-line towers, top and middle, and also the inner tower on the top lane. And over on the side, the first towers of SK are all down. They're pushing on this bottom tower now with Sleezy, Weezy, and nRated. They don't have many minions left, so they're going to have to back away and wait for another set.
Yeah, Ashe was being actually really cautious there because expecting the whole team were missing. Now they're going to come around the side there. They are going to get, they pulverize onto Nunu, onto Amumu, sorry. Now they're going to go in and looks like they're going to come around. They're just going to catch Ashe. Ashe is the target, but Corki's at the back there shooting. Oh, he can't quite manage to get it. He got Sona ulti on him there. Ulti does come in onto Amumu. Amumu goes down. Looks like they're going to have to back out though because the entire SK team have come around. Gragas behind, popping barrels on them, pops the ulti on him. I just saw Sleezy manage to take down Alistar there. They're going to back out though. Gragas probably could have done a little bit more damage there, but the fact that Corki and Ashe had been damaged so badly meant they didn't really have a vision on them. He was a little bit wary, and I think he could have maybe done a little more there, because Gragas was at full hit points. He had popped his ulti in there, and I think SK looked pretty low on health.
Yeah, they were, in all fairness. I mean, Sona had plenty of mana left, and she's actually healing up right now whilst they do another dragon.
Sneaky.
And dragon's finished, so, you know, very, very comfortable. They've had all 3 dragons now, in all fairness, that we've seen go down. And at the moment, no one to be seen for Wickd. In terms of, you know, the map control at this stage is looking fairly decent for SK. They've got a couple of wards in that top river, obviously one by Baron, one in the bush. They've got one in the bush down at the bottom as well, as we see the push coming in again onto Althor. Sorry, completely missed that one. And obviously the ulti back.
Nearly killed me, that one. I just used Spell Shield a minute ago to stop the AFK, and I thought, oh, it's alright, he won't use his ulti. Oh, Christ. It took me to about 80 health there. That was a little bit close. So I'll make sure I save that for next time.
Veil.
Yeah, get myself. That's a bloody good call, actually. I'm going to be doing that. Let's get a Banshee's Veil in. He's not on magic. But they've just warded up the Barons while I can't afford one yet. Let's get some...
Go farm for a bit, mate. No problem.
Yes, nobody will notice. I'm only on severe. It's all right. So yeah, they've just put a ward down onto Baron. I can see a SK ward just went on the back of Baron as well. So Malzahar and Sona coming around. Sona's got the Oracle on at the moment. Ashe arrow going straight up mid. That's going to land onto a Banshee's Veil though, so it's going to be doing nothing. I'm assuming that's what it was. Looked like Malzahar's
it was.
Banshee's Veil there. So bottom tower on 666. The irony is it didn't quite get taken down by that dragon. And like you say, 3 dragons now to 0, and a slight kill advantage. They do have that ward down on the back of Baron. They must have another ward down because they were tracking Alistar there, who was trying to go ward hunting himself. He's got that Oracle down. We can see nRated coming round towards blue at the moment. Got full vision on them. It looks like they may actually go for Baron. They need Sona up there to try and clear out that ward. Sona's going to see the ward now, and she's going to clear that straight out. So Wizards are going to start stacking up, and it looks like SK may well try and trap them there. That's, at the moment, what I'm guessing they're doing, and it's pretty sure that's what Wizards are also thinking they're doing. So Hawkshot's bound to come out. There we go. And just catch a glimpse of the entire SK team going to high. We're just in the bushes waiting for you. We kind of knew that was going to happen. So looks like they may well have a bit of a team fight here. They're trying to poke away. And this is what I say. They really needed to use this poke, though, with towers. Unfortunately, they couldn't keep hold of those towers early on. Amumu is going to come around the back side there. They may catch on Amumu. Araneaea is the target. His former, obviously, teammates are going to take him down. And it looks like Alistar's going to be in a bit of trouble there as well. He's not been built that tanky just yet. They are going to come around the side there. Karthus has managed to get an exhaust onto Corki, which is going to take a lot of the damage down. heiN does manage to get one down. As I said, Alistar has gone down. Gragas is in all sorts of trouble. SK going to slowly pick this up. This is going to be a team ace. Ashe is in no man's land with Corki in there. They're not going to get enough damage down. That's going to be absolute complete obliteration. One person went down. It was Sona, and they're just going to go pick up Baron.
Yeah. And it was really nicely done from SK as well. I mean, they took the Oracle on Sona. They cleared out all the wards from around there. Then they warded literally everywhere where Wizards could have possibly come from. in towards that Baron area, just trying to keep themselves safe. There is the Baron pickup, and now they're probably just going to start to maybe clear out a little bit more of the towers. We do have, I think, a blue buff is coming up into play soon. Jarvan does have one there as well. And yeah, a few of them portaling home as well, so time maybe to shop and do a little bit of pushing.
Yeah, I mean, on from the Wizard side, there's a lot of pinging been going on all around this mid area. Obviously, they were discussing where they should have fought, where they shouldn't have fought, and that is exactly, they should not have been in that situation. That was just about the worst place to fight. Every time you see it, people get caught on that corner area of the reeds around that little ledge. And it just always goes badly. You know, whoever gets caught, you're dead because you've got no vision of the team. So, I mean, while they've got Corki, Ashe, Gragas with some great poke, they were in no man's land. They had two in and around the middle. Nunu and Gragas were caught on the left-hand side, Alistar, sorry. And nobody else had any vision. They couldn't really got the range. They couldn't do anything. So it was just bad from the start for. And SK obviously all grouped up, and that's exactly what they do. They've got good AE. And at the moment, they're going to continue chasing on to heiN and Araneaea. He's going to dash out of there, so that's no problem. They're going to get away with that. They need to be a little bit careful. Little Gragas coming down. Jarvan coming down, having a little poke at Alistar. Alistar, like I said, he's not that tanky at the moment. He's got pickaxe and a Philosopher's Stone. So really, he's not that strong at the moment. He's not really been able to build a tanky build. Kind of expected because, you know, Alistar he doesn't pick up the items that he would do because he's not getting any farm. He's only got 16 CS. So at the moment, I'm a little bit unsure what Wizards are playing at because they're being quite aggressive despite the fact that SK clearly have the advantage. And in fact, they're actually pushing mid. Despite the fact they can see all of SK taking that bottom tower down, they're going to surely lose an inner. I think we're going to have a tower race on here. They're going to be pushing and trying to take down as many towers as possible. They're going to be in each other's bases very soon. We saw this with CLG versus, I forget who it was they played the other day. It was in one of the ESM games, that was. It was pretty much a tower race, and CLG came out on top, and that's exactly what they're doing here. So Corki's taking their top. They need to be all on the same towers, though, because that's what SK do. SK have actually backed away. They're going to catch Karthus. He's going to get a couple of kills there, I think, though. He will be able to pop his ulti. They're going to take that base turret. No, they're not. They're going to have to back out, because all of SK come back, and they are going to escape. But I think they came out actually on top of that. That kind of worked for them.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. I mean, that turret down bottom did go down, but as you said, Karthus was killing. I mean, SK are obviously chasing this one a little bit now as they push down middle. I guess they'll want to clear these minion lines a little bit, make sure there's a bit of time to breathe. I mean, up top there's a big fat stack of minions. Okay, it's not as big as I first thought by looking at the mini-map, but right now you see SK pushing straight in onto this tower. nRated not caring at this point. He's just going to tank the damage from it, and they're going to take down another one.
Yep, so they do manage to get that down, and they won't go for another one. They do have the Baron, like I said, but so that's all inner turrets now, down for Wizards, and they do have that. Oh, for goodness sake, I've been kicked again.
Karthus, who is going to slow him down. I'm going to stick with the team fight because they jumped in there. Ashe will be picked off. Ocelot dealing with the turret. And what happened to Karthus? Where did he go? Okay, he's running in the back there. And there's the finish off onto Nunu. And we have 3 dead at this point. Just Alistar and Corki left alive. And are they going to be able to do anything actually against this SK push? Obviously, their Baron buff has ran out. But that's not going to bother them too much. You see a few spawn in 20 seconds. Gragas is up in 10 seconds. But Nunu and Ashe are going to come up pretty at the same time. And SK just take that inhibitor out, and they're just going to go back.
Yeah, that was a pretty satisfying push for SK, and that's what the Baron buff was for. Like I said, they have the better team composition when it comes to a full-on AE fight. And again, Wizards were caught all over the place. They were a little bit split. They weren't quite ready for it, and well, SK just dominated the way through there. So Althor's going to pick up a load of farm down the bottom. They have the Baron buff has now run out. They have a pretty much maxed out builds, a lot of them. Just to recap, obviously, we were hitting 200 plus CS here. So, you know, the CS is kind of doesn't really make a point. The fact that Nunu and obviously Alistar haven't got much, but nor Sona, because they are the supports, as it were. So, but Amumu 122 compared to Nunu 77. Obviously, they're double junglers. But Amumu's build compared to Nunu, he's way ahead because he's got that 2-1-12. He's been there for almost every fight. They've got 16 kills and 12 of them. Nunu has been there. Alistar's going to come around, try and catch onto Malzahar. They're trying to really try and do as much as they can. He's going to get away, though, because they've got nothing to stop him. The whole Wizards team was there just to come around the side. Looks like Jarvan is going to have a go, and Alistar may well go down here. He's not going to get away from this. Sona's going to come around the side. Karthus is there as well. I need to be a little bit wary again myself because I think he'd be able to kill me. He does manage to take down Alistar, and Wizards going to have to back out. So Wizards in desperation mode here, I think. They're trying to chase any kills they can get, and they need to get back and clear out their super minions. Sure, I think the Baron may well be due soon as well because the full buff has run out, so that must be due very shortly. But frankly, I think the spectators are getting the best view because they did pick SK to watch, and they're looking like they may well take this one quite comfortably. 17-6 the score, Joe.
Yeah, certainly, you know, the community, if you guys want to see it, then we give it you. It's pretty simple, actually, how it all works. And yeah, SK were waiting around Baron. I don't know if they got the exact time down there. I don't think there was anything in chat about it. Nope, not recently at least. So I guess, you know, they're just going to wait out in and around the general area at this stage and just getting a bit more farming on the minion lines that are coming out.
Yeah, they're pushing the lines. I think I just put some defensive wards down as well. I think I just saw a few wards go down in that area as well. There is actually a ward in blue at the moment. SK are going to continue pushing there, so they've really pushed the lines. They may even go for this top tower. You know, there's nothing stopping them. Wizards are now pulled back. They've been clearing that. There you go. They've just put a ward down in the lane as well. But in fact, both teams did as put the ward down, and the Baron has spawned, so now they're heading straight for it. I don't know whether SK managed to put a defensive ward now there, where Nunu's just walked straight past. They are going straight towards them, but I don't fancy Wizards' chances. They really need to be getting a steal rather than having a flat-up fight in the bushes and in the forest. Jungle is the word I'm after. I got forest in my head because someone called it in a game I played the other day, and we were laughing at it. Nuts off about it, but yeah, that's why we're doing it. Wizards are split all over the place. They're in 3 different places trying to push. That's just about the worst because SK going for it here. Oh no, they're going in. Ulti popped on Alistar. Alistar's going to try and put his pulverize down. It's not going to happen because they've got no poke in there. Oh, they do manage to take Karthus down. Karthus is going to pop his hourglass. Corki's the man trying to do the damage on him. Meanwhile, down the bottom here, it looks like the ulti has gone into Ashe as he's trying to get out of there. Gragas comes around the side. The Karthus ulti does go out. That's going to take down a couple of people. Almost took me out as well. And I'm going to back away. It looks like it was Corki and Gragas, the only 2 surviving members. And SK came out on top again in that one. They didn't manage to get the Baron first hand, though. So Wizards have backed away.
Idea, they're going in. They're pushing it. Wickd and Sleezy are both pushing straight in there onto these towers. Obviously, 3 are dead. The first one will be in 15 seconds on Nunu. And Amumu's gone for the attack here onto Corki. And I'm not sure how much health Corki had left there, but it must be almost 0. And
83.
SK don't care about those kills. They're pushing straight through. Nexus being the focus of the attack, of course, and the good games are going to be called. And of course, this game was somewhat of a revenge one for SK. They lost their first meeting with Wizards in the EMS, and they're going to pick up the second one, and it's going to give them a much-needed victory, Demon, to make sure of their progression throughout the ESL EMS.
Yeah, that surely may well secure their position. That's going to put them at 3-0-2 and put Wizards at 4-0-1, so potentially those 2 are going to be coming through the group now. Obviously, the other team is Peculiar Gaming in there, so they may have something to say about that. But yeah, well, really well played. I mean, the team composition, I wasn't convinced, but they did have a great AE team, and they stuck together so well throughout it. Every time it came to a fight, they were all there. You know, as soon as Amumu went for a gank, you had Karthus' ulti following it straight up with Malzahar there as well. And then obviously when they came together, Jarvan as well, offering as much as he could. And Sona just healing and buffing people at the back there, just quite happily. Absolutely, I don't think anyone got anywhere near Sona there, other than the 1 kill, which is when it all sort of went off around the nearly called it forest again, the jungle. But yeah, I mean, they built themselves a poke team there, really Wizards, but they never got to use it. They were not really once as a proper 5 poking onto a tower, which is what they would have been best at. Instead, they were always 1 by 1. They were getting caught. They were one coming from one direction, one from another. Alistar's trying to get round the back while Nunu came from another way. Meanwhile, Ashe and Corki were being completely had by Jarvan diving on them. So it just, well played SK, really. They performed better as a team, whereas Wizards never really came together properly as a 5, I don't think.
Yeah, and we can see here the final score screens. Obviously, Ocelot 8-0-6, fine performance. But I don't know, nRated there, obviously playing that jungle Amumu, and he made some really early important kills in my opinion. Obviously, that bandage toss, we saw him pulling out some nice stuff. We also saw him miss a couple ever so slightly, which could have made the game maybe even more one-sided actually for SK. But as you mentioned, Deman, I think just all around an amazing bit of team play there from SK, who seem to be in good form here on ESL TV. We saw them last week in EPS Germany getting through into the grand final. We see them having a great match here tonight, which I'm going to show actually the EMS group tables once again. I'm going to zoom right in this time. Oh, wait a second. There. So they're the groups for the EMS, and as I mentioned before, if you want to check these out yourself, take a bit of time over them, esl.eu/EMS, and then if you click on Games and League of Legends, then you get to this page. So yeah, Group B is what we've seen tonight. We're going to have Wizards still with 12 points, of course, 4 wins, 1 loss. SK will be 3 for 2, and obviously on 9 points. Then Peculiar with 6 points, and Oh God Bears with 0 points. And if I look at the match ticker here, I can see that the next games coming up in this group seem to be Peculiar versus Oh God Bears, which SK will be kind of crossing fingers there that Oh God Bears can put their first victory on the board, and then after that Oh God Bears versus SK, and I guess there will also be a Peculiar versus Wizards game at some stage in the near future as well. As we mentioned about Group C, a couple of teams dropped out of there, so I guess they only need to play one game. Maybe they'll play a second game as well and end up with a tie and then play another game or something similar to that, or just go on time. I'm not sure exactly 100% what's going on in Group C, but obviously Group A is being led by Lowland Lions at this stage, 3 for 0, flying through. Tic Tacs in second with 3 points, CLG with 3 points, and Dignitas, who are actually not playing group anymore. I went around in a really strange order there. B, D, C, A. Clockwise, I guess, is fine. But yeah, if you want to check them out, all you have to do, go over to www.esl.eu/EMS. And also, I'm just going to put this out there for you, Deman, actually, that you've been broadcasting a lot of the EMS stuff, and you do on your YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/user/4Deman. A load of games in there as well from EMS. I'm always astonished by actually how many new replays you've managed to cast in a week from when I have a look at your channel.
I try to do daily. But the problem is they all come out the weekend. That nobody plays in the week, it seems. All of a sudden there's like this plethora of replays at the weekend from all these games, and then it's just dead in the week again. But yeah, and there is also a great Go for LOL monthly finals coming up, I believe, as well, which is, I think, Fnatic versus Against All Authorities on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can see if we can do something for that one, because I guess both teams have got their accounts on the tournament realm anyway. So maybe we can work something out for that. But really, again, Deman, thanks a lot for joining me. It's always a pleasure. And for those that you didn't know, for those that know me from ESL TV, from Counter-Strike, Deman actually taught me everything I know. So it's his fault that I'm here right now. So if you need someone to blame, go ahead and give it to Mr. Smith. But yeah, I'll be looking out exactly what content we can pull up for League of Legends. As Deman mentioned, maybe we can do something with Go for LOL on Thursday, but also next Monday slot 8:30 as per usual is something that I'll obviously be trying to work out. But Deman, yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot everyone at home for watching, and we shall see you next time, which, as I said, hopefully Thursday, but if not, I'd say 99% Monday. See you then.